We're starting to do vacuum lines and other lines now. I got the fuel line connected to the rail, tightened down. I still have yet to do that line. I'm waiting for the adapters, like I said in the previous video, for the fuel injectors, because the short adapters I had to fit actually ran into the rail, so I had to buy one that's got a pigtail in between. Instead of taking the adapters that FIC sent me and cutting the old plugs off, I decided just to buy a pigtail that had the correct ends on it. That way, if I ever change injectors and it has the old style, I don't have to cut and splice again. I'm confident I could do it, but I just don't want to do it. I realize there's more connections, but it should be fine. If I start having misses, that'll be one of the places I start to look. So we got the coolant bleed line on, and it's already attached to the radiator, of course. I'm not putting these lines on yet for the cooler, because those are kind of one of the last things I'm going to do. What I am going to do next is put the pulley on, get that torqued down. I have to actually look at my instructions to see what they torque to. I think it's 15 foot-pounds, but I'm not certain on that. I actually have to look at the instructions. And then we're going to put the throttle body on and get that going. And so we have everything we can plumb in. Looks like this is all going to be last. And of course we still have the electrical for the fuel pumps, and then the boost references. Alright, well, this is what I kept when I got the pulley. So it's torquing to 5 foot-pounds or 60 inch-pounds. And so we're going to use the 60 inch-pound just because it's going to be more accurate than using my 120 foot-pound wrench on the very last setting. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring those in. We're first going to clean up the threads on it from the old Loctite, and then we're going to put new blue Loctite, seat them down by hand, and then torque them. We did already clean the hub. We degreased it, and also the inside of the hub, so the hub is sitting perfectly flat. This is something you should have. The gold one's the metric one, the silver one is the standard. I don't know if you can see that. These are kind of getting old, but there's thread pitches on them. Like this one here is 3 millimeters. This one's 2.5. So I'm guessing this is an M6. And I know it's not 1.0 because it's kind of a fine thread, so I'm going to look for the 7.5, which is right there, which is the other thread for 6 millimeter. I'm going to check it. It should fit perfectly, and it doesn't. 8.0 or 0.80, that fits a lot better. That's an M7 at 0.75, M6. Here's an M5 at 0.8. So that is mostly a 5 millimeter, I bet. And one side is the starting side. You can kind of tell because there's no threads right there. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, it goes right on. Just gonna clean those threads up. Get all the old blue Loctite off. Doesn't look like it's working very well. There we go. Yeah, ran it through the backside. So it doesn't look like it's going to get it perfectly clean. We can try a wire brush on it. So I tried wire brushing it. Didn't get all of it off, But what I do want to pay attention to is right along this corner here. There was some accumulation of old Loctite. I want to just get that off of there, because that's where it's going to sit inside the pulley. It's going to sit right in that seat in there. So I'm going to go over these and make sure there's nothing that's going to create the screw to want to bind sideways. See, there's a little bit of junk in that one. You can see it right there. It just like picks out. Yeah, see, just came right out. I'm going to go over this real quick, make sure there's nothing that would keep this from sitting nice and flat in there. And same with the inside here. There's a little bit. Just kind of clean that up and make sure there's nothing on the pulley itself. And then I'll go ahead and put some more blue Loctite and tighten those down to 60 inch-pounds. I've got a T30 here. Got a little bit of blue Loctite on that. Already lined them up fairly well. Gonna put a few in to get it lined up. These came out okay. I'm running out of blue Loctite. You know, you do a lot of assembly when you don't have any Loctite left. I need a bigger bottle. Ooh, whoa, that's way too much. Oh, that'll work. So it's sitting nice and flat, and then I'll put the rest of them in. Great. I'll get the rest of them in there. Alright. Got our torque wrench, inch-pounds set to 60. Probably be easier to do this with the belt on. But that's fine. Go to the next one. And gonna drop straight down. Okay, so what I'm just gonna go through and do is just go in a circle, make sure I got them all. I happen to have a white mark on my shaft to see if my hub would spin on my actual shaft there, is what that was there from before. Okay, they're all tight.